Who has made all the wonderful mechanical and technical inventions in this world today? The child has the potentiality of all this knowledge contained within his heart. And whatever material he wanted has been provided by the 5 elements. But what he has created from it is, as you see in the world today. That ignorance, which has come out of the mother's womb, gives birth to so much knowledge. Where did Arjuna see that great universal form which Sri Krishna showed him? He saw it in that atomic consciousness in his heart. Whoever acted as Krishna and Arjuna, you are. I like that. Are you prepared to take delivery of this statement? Yes. There is no separate God to propitiate and get things done according to our will. Without doing anything, you have the knowledge, I am. Immense courage, heroism, and conviction that you are that is Iswara. That is you. I'm giving you instructions regarding your beginningless being, but you prefer to be in the monkey form. You are not prepared to leave that form. What is your object? What is your purpose? Your purpose is to retain your individuality, your personality, and to get all your needs satisfied. This one here is coming to me so that she and all her family will have good health. That is her whole object, not self-knowledge. The family will get this minor result. But this most important result, this ultimate, they will not get. In this world there are no beings that are born or living or dead. Nothing of that sort. It is just a play and consciousness. When people believe in God, what happens after death? They have a peaceful death. They see God coming and then they just vanish. What about concepts of heaven and hell? Whatever concept one has will happen. How can the concept survive without the food body? That I amness is not extinguished immediately. It is prolonged for some time in the form of the subtle body. The physical shape is gone, but the desires contained in the subtle body are not dissolved. The consciousness endures so long as a particle of food essence persists. Sri Krishna said, I have put these various beings on the top of a machine of disillusion. They are mechanically going round. The mechanical motive force for the movement of all these beings is Maya. I am. I love. The nature of this love is greed, great liking, intense desire to be. How passionately fond of life we are. That is the primordial Maya. I love to be. It is the greatest of wonders that this principle has taken such a shape, but you are enjoying it and looking at it as I and limiting it to the body. Now, we have to find out who is the principle which has taken this form. People come to me and ask questions about Maharaj's teachings. How should I answer? If you know the answer, by any means give it. But don't consider yourself as someone superior. Should the person be only superficially interested, give an offhand answer. If there is real intent to understand, if the person is very concerned to know, discuss the question with him. Should you give correct knowledge to someone not really interested from the heart, it will damage him and others to whom he may talk. I don't know that I can explain the self. We perceive things, but we must understand that we are that principle which makes perception possible. Normally, an individual identifies himself with whatever he sees or perceives. You must understand the root cause of your being here. One's birth is basically associated with the womb, and that whole process must be clearly understood. Many who call themselves gurus have not really understood this. They go by the tradition of words. They hear something, and from there they proceed, but they do not go back to the root of the matter. There have been a number of prophets who have devised various religions according to their own ideas and concepts. These religions prescribe various codes of conduct. Do this, don't do that. With all these do's and don'ts, is there any change in the basic instincts of people? A Hindu throws a stone at a cow and the cow dies. Because of his religion, the Hindu thinks that he has committed a great sin. At the same time, people of other religions slaughter a cow and eat the meat. To them there is no sin. The butcher and his family are quite happy and well off too. They are not affected by sin. The Hindu will perform conventional acts to expiate his sin. Don't go into these different conventional codes. Go to the root. Out of the womb of conception, out of the seed, you are born. At the time of conception, your beingness is in a latent condition, and because of its presence, the formation of the body is taking place in the fetus. Are you that? You are not very steady mentally. Whenever I talk, I want you to go to the source. Instead, you go forward. You don't perceive the source. Can you ask questions? How was the first body made? Whether the first or the last, the process is identical. If there is no beginning, it means there is nothing. Nothing began, nothing ends. Here you will not get the reply of words. Dwell in the source, stabilize there, and you will get the reply. Priti and purusha, these two principles. Purusha means stationary. Prakriti is the movement. They have no body or form. We start right from space. Space is steady and there is the movement of the air, prakriti. So the prakriti projections begin there. With the air in the sky, there is friction. And out of the friction there is heat, and when this heat subsides, it oozes in the form of water. The water falls as rain. Where it settles, the earth formation takes place, and out of the earth, the sprouting of the vegetation occurs. It is all the play of Prakriti and Purusha. When it comes to the stage of the earth and vegetation, only the formation of bodies, forms, shapes takes place. Then various insects, animals, human beings are born. But all the formation is already decided in the space. The fate is already sealed in the space. There is the contact of Purusha and Prakriti in the space, and its final culmination is the creation of human bodies, animals, etc. There are 84 million species according to Hindu mythology. What makes the creation take place? It is not real, but in the realm of Maya it is real. Understand all this game and get out of it. If it is not real, why do we have to understand it? So you will understand how futile it is to have this shape. In the process of inquiry, you will see that you are not any of that. One will be immediately liberated when one realizes, I have nothing to do with the affairs of Prakriti and Purusha. How can that life principle in the womb be I, or my beingness? Your inquiry starts from the grosser state. That's why this I and mine question arises. Understand the whole process. In this universal process, are you really one of those illusions? How do we get out of the cycle? Are we not separate? You are there and I am here. Understand that this is the universal play of Prakriti and Purusha. You are not that, and you are not that. It is simple logic. Suppose a relative of yours dies, and his body is cremated. Is the relative cremated? The dead body is cremated. He is not the body. The vital breath also left the body. He is not the vital breath. Suppose that there has been an accident and hundreds of people are dead. You have heard that your dear friend was involved, so you go to the scene and inquire. When you learn that your friend was not there, immediately you are happy and free from anxiety. Similarly, when you investigate this whole process, you will find that you are not in it. Then you are free from the cycle. There are so many attractions of the world and God. Why do you worry about the attractions of the world? Only when you are there, the world and God are there. Finally, what we must find out is what this beingness is due to. Once you understand that beingness is the product of the food essence, you know that you can't be that beingness. There is no object for meditation. Once one comes to the conclusion that there is nothing else except oneself, whom should he worship? That one is everything. Only one is there, but it's ample, many. You know it very well, but you have turned your back on it. Once one becomes a jnani, he is one with the Absolute. But as far as the body is concerned, what happens to it and its behavior? Everything will be different from that of another jnani. There is no design for a jnani. He is not an individual. He is not concerned with how that body will act. What is the true prostration before a jnani? You may think that I am a jnani, but from my point of view, whatever I see is just child's play. The whole thing, the existence of the world and the knowledge of the world is child's play. This child is 83 years old, and this is the play of that child's illusion. What is the game that is being played? The infant has been born, and the age belongs to that infant, not to me. Only 1 in 100,000 will really understand the knowledge which is given. Most won't give up their body sense. All these talks are like the play between a mother and a child, just entertaining, but there is no real meaning to it. The child just lives in the present for that moment. It has no anxiety and no responsibility. The same thing happens even if he is 83 years old. This consciousness which makes perception possible is the Atma. That which is aware of the consciousness is the Brahman. I speak every day on the same subject. The trouble is that when you hear something, you forget it. From birth, what has made the body grow? It is no power in the world, it is the power of beingness. The atom, the self, the consciousness, call it what you will. Various religions have given various ways of trying to please God, but the original pure form of worship is the worship of the self. Rulers and kings used to fall at the feet of people who in appearance were very ordinary. What is it that such seemingly ordinary people had that impelled powerful rulers to fall at their feet? This knowledge of the self. Many people earn a lot of money and attain worldly power, and then use them so that ultimately they lose both and live in poverty. Others, like beggars, oil their prayers for something that is only temporary, and they remain beggars. Every person has the strength of the self. But what happens? All that power is employed for useless things in life. That power is not retained and used for knowledge of the self. If this power of the self is conserved and enlarged in obtaining the knowledge of the self, the whole world is at your feet. Here's the advice given by sage Vashishta to King Ramachandra. This self gets pleased by the strength of meditation and enjoys extreme happiness because in the ultimate happiness, all of the pleasures get absorbed. Even those who have not completely realized the self, even they enjoy moments of extreme ecstasy by meditation. In what way do we waste that power? You waste it in worldly affairs, in embracing each other and gossip. Even here you sit in meditation and get a certain amount of potential power, and all that is wasted. So what is the use of doing all this? That is to be conserved and not wasted in various worldly pleasures. Hundreds of people go to Anandamai, and she feeds them all sumptuously. Where does she obtain the power to get all that money? It is that Anandamai herself has such power that people go to her and donate money. What does Anandamai herself do? Nothing. She only sits there, in her own happiness. Will you keep this in mind? This is the power of Jnana Yoga. Otherwise, one person is like any other person. It is the power of self which distinguishes one from another. My energy goes up and down and up and down. In meditation, I don't have any control of it. You will develop the power to control that energy in due course. I have never believed that I should force meditation. If I force it, I become very dejected and tired. When it's not there of itself, I can't meditate. If you are not able to meditate, recite Nama. If you can't meditate, recite the sacred words continuously. There was a dacoit named Vali who committed many murders and piled up a lot of sins. 7 earthen pots of blood, so sinful was he. He met the sage Narada, who told him to recite the name of Rama. Rama was not yet born, so Vali started reciting the name continuously, and because he recited it, the Absolute incarnated in the form of Rama for the sake of Vali. So that is the power of recitation. By the power of recitation, Vali exterminated all his sins and acquired many merits. Because of the power of the merits, Rama was born. None of us is such a sinner as Vali was. The highest worship is the worship of the self. You are gaining a lot of merit by your meditation, but you dissipate it in worldly affairs. It is very noisy in my room, and I find my mind is noisy as well. Is it enough to come here and meditate? Anywhere you like, whenever you get the opportunity to meditate, do it. You need not come here. By your deep meditation, the self is pleased, and you need not go anywhere else to acquire knowledge. Your own self will give the knowledge. The point of my talking is only this. You should know the self. Stabilize in the self. But what is this knowing? Is it a perception? Start meditation and the self will direct you. The self is the immanent manifest spirit. Don't give it form. Don't condition it in the body form. Once the self gives up the body, what is the significance of the body? It will start decaying and decompose. When one is in meditation and there are no thoughts, can one say that the mind is dissolved in the self? Yes. What the condition of the self is without the body will be revealed to you in meditation. The identity of the self, or that blissful, happy state of the self, in the absence of the body, should be revealed to you when you have the body. In spite of the body, you have to reach that state. When I meditate and my mind is focused, but not on anything, there seems to be a borderline state between I-ness and the self. You can watch thoughts happen. Then sometimes you have a feeling there is some presence, as if someone has come into the room, even though you don't see them. That kind of feeling. You might feel that, but your attention should be on the self, the meditator. But your mind is not focused on the feeling. It comes without warning. In the process, you will acquire much knowledge also. But your attention, your interest, must be the self, not whatever you get. The self will become manifest, infinite, boundless. Presently, that which is now conditioned in a personality will be broken up and it will become manifest, unbounded. When I am in the thought-free state, I have this feeling of total balance. No happiness, no misery, just balance. Is that correct? Yes, the state of the self. No pleasure, no misery. This is called identity with the highest, when you don't know that you are. So long as the vital breath is present, mine will be also. Be in the self. Don't get involved with the vital breath and the mind. Ignore the mind. I am told that I am the manifest, immanent spirit. How is it that I get involved in this body? If you are the immanent spirit, what is that other you that is involved in this body state? Is it some other thing? Body, immanent spirit, and you. It is nothing else but the dynamic, immanent spirit. Its manifestation occurs in the form of the guna, I am. It understands itself as I am. Then this guna involves itself in the activities in the world through the three gunas. That is the quality. Who am I? Whatever name you want to give yourself, give it. You may name it Brahma or Ishvara or anything you like. The names are only necessary for your worldly activities or for communication. If the accusation that you are born is accepted as correct, then you are an embodied personality. The world is correct, is real. So also this manifest Brahma is correct. But when you start investigating your own self, you come to the conclusion that birth is not a fact. It is unreal. So if this birth is not a fact, this beingness also cannot be a fact, because beingness has appeared. Beingness means all this manifest world. So the manifest world is not real. Therefore, investigate the self. Presently, this level of knowledge and your level of understanding, do they tally you? Yes. I have been told that I was born. I have not directly experienced being born. This is indirect knowledge. Unknowingly, this beingness has appeared. Suddenly, I know I am. And this knowledge is direct. When you investigate the I am, do you see any link between the birth and the knowingness? No. When the birth is disproved, the great noble meaning of spirituality and the meaningless of this world, everything is disproved. What is the activity coming out of this beingness? Whatever you like, you have to meditate, contemplate this particular point. You cannot knock out what I say by mere words. You have to contemplate it. I am finished. I agree, and I am fully convinced that you are adroit with words. People follow certain disciplines with insistence, but they don't try to investigate the root cause. If they come face to face with that root, they will be stunned into silence. I am not telling you this to run you down, but I am anxious that you should get the factual knowledge. I have great respect for you. I came for what I have. Still, I have to say that you have not fully understood your presence, your beingness. If you really understood it, everything would be thrown overboard. I'm not arguing. I'm not looking for approval because I have not made any statement. I have the least idea that you have come back here to seek my approval for your accomplishments. Well, if you think that, you are right. I am is a quality, an attribute indicating beingness. But the self is not a quality. For that ultimate self, no worldly knowledge is necessary. Words are not called for. But for the sustenance of this beingness, these worlds and worldly knowledge are necessary. Yes, I know this. At one time I wanted the knowledge, then I came to see that I was already it. The beingness has appeared, and in the beingness all this play is going on. This is also unreal. But if anybody asks me what this is, I will give it a title. It is all Brahma's play. Because of the beingness, the play has started. All will merge into the play of this Brahma. What is the cause of the billions of stars, the moon and sun? All the dirt and refuse which is lying stored on the surface of the earth turns into gas, and out of this gas, the luster is appearing. The gas is formed out of the food which you consumed, and when the gas is lit up, the torch of knowledge I am is sustained. Is this not a gas which has finally come out of air and water? Is not the one who is talking the product of the gas due to food and water? The name of knowingness is sustained by the gas of the food. The knowingness is something like the taste of sweetness without a tongue. It is the subtlest. It is subtler than space. The God principle in the body is going to cast off the body. While you are living, get introduced to that principle. Know that principle and be one with it. The body will not be with you always. Consciousness is the reflection of the awareness that is the absolute. Consciousness will remain only as long as the body is there. Keep thinking on this point. While we are alive, it is everything, and we must abide in it. But keep in mind that the consciousness is going to disappear. The food that we eat will disappear as waste within 24 hours. But is the principle that is in us going to waste like the body? Do you really give a thought as to the purpose of your coming here? Are you a body? You must find out what you are. You must investigate and find out. You must ponder this very seriously. Only then come here and listen to me. Right here and now, while you have the body with you, find out what you are. What do you understand about spirituality? Exactly what is it that you are doing in the name of spirituality? You consume food and drink water, and you throw it out as fecal matter and urine. In the same way, you have to discard the body. Remember also, the food is very delicious when you eat it, but later on it has a stench, becomes fecal matter. That indwelling spirit, that godly immanence residing in this body, inquire about that. Some significance is given to the body because the indwelling spirit is godly. If the indwelling spirit quits the body becomes as fecal matter. Why are you putting so much effort for this body which is just going to become waste? Whatever harmony or friendship you might enjoy with other people lasts only so long as the minds are in tune with each other. Once you disagree, the mind is in disturbance and you discard the friendship. Remember, once the vital breath leaves the body is going to be disposed of. How long are you going to pamper the body? What is renunciation? Renunciation is to understand and discard what is not useful to you. You understand what this I amness is, and what that principle is prior to the beingness. That is yourself. It is not the body. What I am telling you is the most important purpose of your visit here. There was a disciple of Tiku Baba, a Muslim sage, who used to visit me daily in my beedi shop. One day he brought a message that there was a lot of trouble in the world and asked what should be done. I told him, investigate the cause of the birth which has taken place. Apply the cause as a medicine to all the worries and miseries of the world. Then make bhajans in its name. After listening, he started to dance. Ask the creator of the body what the antidote for the misery is. All the doctors and psychiatrists, what are they going to do? How are they going to handle the patient? Ask the creator itself. Do you put what I am saying into practice? I am trying. By trying, can you put that to use? By your grace. Where is the question of grace? It is already there with you. You are it. Find out how this creation of the body has happened. Due to what? What is the cause? In this world there are crores of statues called human bodies. Each has a different face. Now, you find out who made this image which you call the body. What is it made of, and who is the sculptor? Is he there, or is he not present in that body?